I can say a couple of things in terms of, well, the first thing is that as far as quarantine is concerned, we know that quarantine are matters of public health, and this is part of the national competence of the different member states. So that's something. Member states may decide to impose rules of quarantine when they believe there are causes for public health. As far as the free movement aspect is concerned, maybe my colleague Adalbert may wish to come in. But as far as quarantine is concerned, I think this is a matter of member state competence, where it is important that we follow a scientifically based approach and guidelines which are there coming from ECDC or EMA and other scientific institutes. Thank you.
Thank you. It would normally be a question for Christian, but I believe that Adalbert is replacing him.
That's correct. Thank you very much, Eric. And following up on what Stefan was saying, so he's indeed entirely correct that quarantine and testing requirements and the conditions for these are national public health measures which fall under the competence of the member states. However, from a free movement perspective, wherever such measures affect the citizens' right to free movement, they must comply with general principles of EU law, such as proportionality and non-discrimination. And as part of our coordinated approach to looking at those issues in the context of the pandemic, as you will certainly know, Naomi, the Council adopted a number of recommendations about restrictions to free movement, which were based on proposals by the Commission. The latest of these recommendations dates from the 1st of February this year, which addresses in particular the question of what to do with the problem of variants, as well as the new dark red color that was added to the common map of the epidemiological situation by the ECDC, indicating areas where the virus is circulating at very high levels. And this amended recommendation provides quite explicitly that travellers from such areas, so dark red areas within the EU, should be required to do a pre-departure test as well as undergo quarantine or self-isolation after arrival. And similarly, such measures could also apply to areas with high prevalence of variants of concern. And our understanding is that Ireland would require mandatory quarantine from travellers coming from areas with a high prevalence of variants of concern, and as a result, these measures would not appear to go beyond what is set out in the Council recommendation. Now, of course, as also in the implementation of these measures, Ireland would need to ensure that the general principles of EU law are complied with. However, as I said, in principle, this doesn't go beyond what's set out in the Council recommendations.